Are you needing to get in shape? Wishing to shed some pounds by dropping so much items from your inventory space and having to readjust your resource management every time you see something shiny? Wanting to skip cardio and avoid constant backtracking through the map while having to fend up hordes of the mutated undead wanting to bite off your kneecaps? Wish to put your life in a whole new perspective that isn't through the lens of fixed camera angles that will leave you disorientated and screw hours upon hours of gameplay because the level design is so poorly thought out and dimly lit and you can't get around without having to look up a walkthrough because the game is so fucking shit? Then this is the place for you! Where you can become quite the hunk. As you can tell, I'm not sponsored.
Greetings, my fellow people. I am HexenBex, and...
Are you in the know?
Well, now you're about to know. About to know how to craft and assemble your very own gear of the faceless yet ruthless Hunk from Resident Evil. Or Mr. Death. Or Dr. Death. Or the Grim Reaper. Whichever name makes you less scared. Or more scared if you're into that, you sick fuck. I know I'm mostly a Spider-Man cosplay channel at this point, but a lot of my followers on my Twitter and Twitch, shameless plug, know me for being a huge Resident Evil fan. And what better character to admire with their badassery when they're basically the Boba Fett of one of the best horror game franchises. Only he has actual relevance and impact on the plot. Ease up on the hate comments, Star Wars fans, I'm one of you, easy! What isn't easy though was finding all of the pieces needed to build this hunk of a man. There's lots of bits and bobs that are required for this, and it's probably one of the most elaborate cosplays I've ever made. I also already did a Hunk cosplay months prior to this one, but that was more of a fling together than actually making an accurate piece. Speaking of, how long has it been since I made a cosplay video? Yay, that's so wild! What can I say? I need to get through all of these obstacles in my life that are preventing me from living. Also fighting zombies, I guess. Heyo! But it's okay, because I'm here to lend a hand on how you can build this survival kit. Admittedly, this is going to be a mix of straight up point and clicking for certain parts online, and customizing some gear by hand. I'll also be mentioning other methods over the ones I've already done, meaning there's going to be some creative liberties, and the suit isn't going to be 100% accurate. So think of this video as more of a cosplay guide than a tutorial. I need to burp. Let me burp! And what helps the most with any cosplay is good reference shots. I'll be basing my Hunk set on the Resident Evil remakes, and both RE2 Remake and RE4 Remake have model showcases that we can directly use. Though I'll be referencing the Resident Evil 4 model because it's more recent, plus it's the same one for Resident Evil 2 Remake, just slapped onto a new gen console. It's also much clearer. So let's start from the bottom and work our way to the top. Just adds more variation to analyzing this kit. Kicking this off, you can grab just about any pair of black combat boots, though if you're wanting something more specific, I'd say grab a pair of black tropical boots. I, however, already had a pair myself, for, you know, reasons. For the leg wear, you can fling on just about any standard pair of black cargo trousers. Make sure it has pockets, despite how you're gonna have as many as a Rob Liefeld character, given how many pouches and bags this kit will have, like good lord. The military and knee elbow pads come in one package, and this specific brand is apparently called Alta. You could go onto their official site, but you can easily come across these on eBay or Amazon, as well as most of the whole kit, but I'll bring it up otherwise as I go along. Because I swear to God, if I see one comment asking about where I get these items, despite me saying so in this video, I will end your bloodline so hard that Chris Redfield will weep! Speaking of, call back to an easy joke I made less than a minute ago, hip pouch, or specifically a gas mask pouch. Which is strange because the gas mask I bought already came with a pouch, but I also wear for the back because Hunk wears it for the back. Why does he need 2 gas mask pouches? Is he that camera shy? Well, surely he can't, because he ain't afraid of up-close shots, and he'll need a well-fitted gun holster to hold such firepower! Though in Hunk's case, it's not enough. You'll also need to equip a tactical belt to uphold your holster, hip pouch, gut pouch, and butt pouch. So much pouches! Left cheek! Left cheek! Left cheek! The main back pouch already came with the gas mask I gotten. However, it's not the exact one from the game. The brand is called SOE, and is a pain to look for online. This is where the customization is brought in. I bought this black fabric paint to cover the ridges on the pouch, and also for these extra black straps and buckles. I just simply glued these together and applied it to the pouch for a close to accurate look. Same for the extra back pouch, but I painted the straps on that one too. This same method was also applied to the magazine cartridges that Hunk wears at the front. I bought 3 of them, painted them up, dried them up real fast with a hairdryer, glued and attached the straps and buckles, then used another strap to glue and attach them all together to make one triple magazine pouch to sit on the belt. Pretty impressed with how I did this piece, I won't lie. Which leads to the brutally honest part about this cosplay. The LBV. Short for Load Bearing Vest. Load bearing. I also call it a rig, but hey, I gotta label the technical stuff right. Searching for this vest was annoying because it's such a specific brand that it's not easy to hunt down. I will say that I luckily came across this by typing in Navy SEAL Tactical Vest, and it's shown up with less pain. However, it doesn't stop there. The one that Hunk wears in the game is 100% custom made because looking at the real life LBV, it doesn't come in that exact color. So I went and bought an olive green LBV and decided to use that black fabric paint from earlier, paint all over the details I needed to cover to match the model in the game. I'd say go over each area with 3 layers of paint so it's less likely to fade. I also had to cut off one of the straps in the middle because it only has 2 in the games. However, it doesn't stop there. When looking at the game's model LBV, I legit couldn't figure out what the secondary color was. Due to the muddy lighting in both games, it sometimes looked tan brown, other times it looked olive green, others depicted it being yellow somehow, and after much research and inspection, I have discovered it's both. The actual vest part is what's tan brown, and the hydration pack on the back is olive green, matching the rest of the other packs on the kit. Kinda defeats the purpose of blending into your environment there, Hunk. Operation Nest Wrecker was an infiltration mission where you had to retrieve samples of an experimental medicine turned undead super soldier cocktail hidden in an underground lab below the city. Having your loadout in all black would have made way more sense. So why is Hunk wearing such a mix mash of different colored gear? I don't know, the same reason that Leon Kennedy has that pretty emo boy haircut despite likely blocking his view as he aims. It just looks cool, don't question it. One more thing about the LBV, at the bottom there are these button straps with Velcro. They are used to hold the tactical belt in place and to not have equipment attached literally pulling your leg. Looking at the model, Hunk isn't using the straps at all, but I implore that you do. This dude really is a walking death hazard. For that extra security, you can grab the standard body armor to wear underneath. This particular one from the game is called the PT-08 Class 3 Body Armor, but that's either really scarce or really expensive to come by. So no one will judge you if you get another type of body armor that's similar enough. Then underneath that, you can pick up a standard black military jacket. Be sure to find one with arm pockets and Velcro, as that's more or less what Hunk is wearing. The elbow pads already come with the knee pads, as I mentioned earlier. Now for the gloves. Ideally, I'd say grab a regular pair of military gloves. They're super easy to find. However, in the game, they're actually Rappling gloves, which are oddly not common to find. Okay? I did find a pair on eBay for over 55 pounds? Are you kidding? What I do for these videos, jeez! So if you're that precise, search the web and be ready to gaslight your wallet. If not, just use the common gloves. If Leon can wear them in the Resident Evil 4 remake despite the gloves being different in the classic game, then it's fine! Speaking of changing design slightly, let's look at the weapon props. I'll go off by saying when I did the first version of my Hunk cosplay, I bought this foam blaster set to make up for the SMG. I was kinda winging it with this cosplay hybrid, and I was also needing something fast for the convention in Edinburgh that coming month. I went with my good pals Amy, Zoe, and her boyfriend Steven. Even went as the Demetres sisters that same weekend, and somehow we met a bunch of other Resident Evil cosplayers at this Resident Evil booth. This wasn't planned, by the way. We all somehow cosplayed each character from the franchise. I even had a member of the Umbrella UK division reach out to me because of how impressed he was with my Hunk cosplay. It was really cool. Back on topic, I knew I needed to dig deeper when replicating the loadout Hunk had in the games. I'll start with the pistol. The model here is called the MUP, but the actual gun's IRL name is called a USP. So why is it called that? It's this magical thing called licensing, meaning they can't just make an exact replica of the gun, both in name and their design. Well, the changes are minimal, yet subtle. I was actually gonna find a USP pistol prop, but then I looked at the foam blaster set that I got, which is based on a Vector, and the pistol not only looks similar enough in its build, but the paint job reminds me of another Resident Evil gun, that being the Punisher. Hunk doesn't use that particular gun in Resident Evil 2 Remake, and he doesn't use a pistol at all in Resident Evil 4 Remake.
He breaks necks like Chris punches boulders, with minimum effort, yet maximum meme potential. But come on, Mr. Death, the Punisher? Not giving him a gun with that name is criminal. For now I say screw accuracy, this is my cannon now. No really, this is my hand cannon. Watch it. Anyhow, let's look to the main weapon of mayhem, the LE5 SMG, or the IRL name, the MP5. The prop I bought was from this buyer on Etsy by the name of Pretty Cool Props, and when it came in, it was perfect. It feels lightweight yet sturdy, the paint job is well done without any chipping, and it even functions well. Just a little assembly out of the box, and it's ready to go. Props to ya, props! For the rest of you, remember your trigger discipline, or I'll forget mine when aiming at you. Just before I continue further, I also added a voice modular into this cosplay. You don't need to, but I got one for myself so that not only I can speak without sounding muffled in a large crowd at a convention, but also to attempt as sounding good as Keith Silverstein himself.
Nighthawk, this is Hunk from Alpha Team. Be ugly scared.
Now on to my most favorite part about any cosplay I make, the headgear. First, you grab a simple black balaclava to cover up any skin showing. The fact your character's neck is visible when wearing the Hunk gear in Division 2 is so wrong to me. Then comes the other challenging yet iconic part of this whole look, the gas mask. This isn't something you can simply search online without knowing the exact name of the model, but I came across this YouTuber of the name Weapons and Stuff 93, where he does exactly what the name entails and reviews weapons and gear from different time eras. Big thanks to him for helping me find the right mask. Go check his stuff out, it's pretty neato. With that being said, the IRL gas mask that's closest to the model in the game is the FM12, though at first I bought the S10. The reason I replaced and swapped it out was because the eyes were too big. But Becky! You love the big eyes! You did it with your Spider-Man Noir cosplay! Why is it different here? It is inconsistent of you! The eyes were big in the comics, I even made a comparison shot in that video, plus it looks cool, make your own and shut the fuck up. Here though, they're just a bit much for me, and I wanted to do something more accurate. But if we're going to be really technical here, the FM12 isn't an exact replica either. Looking at the in-game mask, the rubber mold has some differences, where it looks more curved around the eye to cheek area, the filter is attached higher up, and the nose is more flat and not as prominent. But this is the closest we can get, and it's still a pretty damn good mask, and it's even made better with the modifications we will add to it. Starting with the VPU, that doesn't exist. What? At least for the model we need for this in particular. I went to Etsy and found a prop maker by the name of Killcade who has a Hunk helmet kit with a custom VPU, side filter, and even black fading to red lenses. I only bought the VPU and filter, however. The lenses? Well, I took a page from what I learned about making Spider-Man masks and grabbed some red mirror tint and plastic from a face shield, glued them together into a round eye shape slightly bigger than the lenses on the mask, and just stuck them right behind there. Yeah, they slip in pretty well considering the mask has rubber flaps inside to hold them in place. You could glue them in to be certain, like I did, to make sure that it's extra secure, but I don't think you really need it. That's if you're doing it like me, however. It's not accurate to the remake, but I like the full-on red lenses from the earlier games much better. I also know there's different colored eyepieces that you can buy and just stick on, but it makes the lenses slightly bigger, and I wanted to implement what I knew from previous cosplays to this one just to make myself feel good. So if you have an issue with that, you seem to be tilting your head there, buddy. Here, let me fix that for you. So for that last bit of extra protection for your noggin, you can finish it off with the MA8 helmet. Just like the mask though, I didn't buy the right one at the start and replaced it with a more accurate one. The one I got didn't have a bold piece at the middle part of the front here, and the side flaps, side caps, thigh slaps weren't as long as I'd like them to be. Made it look like Hunk got a bad bowl haircut from your mom's old best friend in high school. Wait a minute. So that should be all of your gear for Hunk. But before you finish this mission, soldier, the least I can do is ensure your survival by showcasing how to equip it all with minimum hassle. That way you're not just scrambling on what to put on first. I mean, come on. I'm a professional here.
Come on, turn!
last the full look is complete, you'll be getting all the attention with your impeccable guns, even the ones you don't expect.
Yeah. No. Why? I'm testing out cosplay. Yeah.
But don't you forget the main goal. You keep pushing for that extraction point and show the world just how much of a hunk you can be. Just avoid any steroids and any other body enhancing drugs. Didn't bode well for the last guy that Hunk tried to spot. Ugh. So, were you in the know? Well, now you do know. Stay true, true believers.
S+. As for suck on these nuts!